Good morning, everyone, and it's a Monday, and we are on our first part of the lesson. And today's lesson is about the basics of statutory construction. And I am really excited for this lesson because actually, this is the basic lesson for first year students. And actually, you will understand the law more if you know the rules of interpretation or rules of construction. And um, as you move forward with your year level, you would really appreciate the principles and concepts of statutory construction. And we begin with our lesson. Okay. Statutory construction is defined by Black's Law Dictionary. This is my source. And it says that it is an act or process of interpreting a statute. So there's a process and there's also an action to do. Or it is the set of principles developed by courts for interpreting statutes, as we know in the three branches or of the three branches of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. It is the judiciary, that has the power to interpret the laws, because it is the legislative which enacts, it is the executive that implements, and in case of conflict, it is the judiciary that settles the conflict or construes the law in case of doubt or there's a need to interpret. So, what are statutes? As mentioned a while ago, that we are dealing with an activity that involves statutes. So statutes are laws passed by a legislative body or a legislation enacted by any lawmaking body, including legislatures, administrative boards, and municipal courts. So again, my source is Black's Law Dictionary. And lawmaking body would be those like the Congress of the Philippines, the Provincial Board, the City, the Sanggunian, or even the Barangay Council. So we have to consider this definition in the Philippine setup. And also, I'll give you as an example the of laws, the Constitution, whether it's the 1986 or 87 Constitution, the 1973, regardless, because we all know that the Constitution is the basic law of the land. Then Republic Acts passed by Congress. I'm talking to the modern one because it could be the BP or Batas Pambansa or the Commonwealth Act or CA, or the ordinances even passed by local legislative body, which could be your, as we knew in the past lessons, could be the city, provincial, the municipal, and even the barangay. So it could also be orders or rules issued by government departments. Example, the rules on appeal as issued by the DOJ or the Department of Justice. Also the HLURB rules of procedure, and also the NLRC or the National Labor Relations Commission rules of procedure. So these are examples of statutes that could be subject to statutory construction. So one is interpretation done, and it is the most basic principle of statutory construction. You apply the law if it is clear. And what happens if it is unclear? First, you have to interpret when the law itself is enough to help you find the meaning and effect. So it means there's only the need of the intrinsic aids, or the statements or provisions or the lines or words, phrases found in the law itself. But what if it's not enough and there's a need for you to get some extrinsic aids in order for you to be helped in interpreting the law? Then you have to apply the rules of construction. And this will be dealt with in our second part of the lesson. I will give you 5 basic rules or of statutory construction depending on our time allotment. And before I end this lesson, I want to leave this statement by the Supreme Court in Chavez versus Judicial and Bar Council case. It says, or the Supreme Court said, one of the primary and basic rules in statutory construction is that where the words of a statute are clear, as I was saying a while ago, plain and free from ambiguity, meaning there is no doubt, it must be given its literal meaning and applied without attempted interpretation. So again, the basic law or rules of construction is that when the law is clear, apply. And when it is not clear and you just need the intrinsic aids, you do the interpretation. And if interpretation is not enough because there's a need for you to go to the extrinsic aids, then that is construction. And I hope that even this very short time for this part of the lesson, and I'm sorry if my background is a little noisy because of the bad weather tonight or today when I recorded this lesson. So I hope you learned something and you look forward to our 5 basic rules of statutory construction, which will be released on Thursday. Thank you for liking our Facebook page and following us, and also for clicking subscribe in our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Have a happy week ahead. Thank you. Thank you.